If you are hell-bent on committing a serious crime, say murder, it certainly helps if you have an escape plan. And what better escape plan than your job? If you could be 500 miles away before the crime is even discovered, well, that's a win, right? Huge advantage, huge head start over police. And that is one reason that long-haul truckers sometimes, and I repeat, sometimes, turn out to be serial killers. The FBI even has a database called the Highway Serial Killings Initiative. And that brings me to Kansas City, Kansas, where authorities have now charged a man named Gary Dion Davis. There he is, 52 years old. They say he's the guy behind two cold cases, two murders dating back into the 90s. Davis was a truck driver in 1996 when a woman named Pearl Barnes was discovered dead inside a vacant home. Somebody had stabbed her to death in there. Pearl was also known by another name, Samima Musawir. And then in 1998, a woman named Christina King, she was discovered inside an abandoned building. She'd been beaten to death and she'd just been left there. Police decided recently to crack those cases open again and retest some of the DNA evidence from both of those scenes. And wouldn't you know it, it led them right to the truck driver from the 90s, Gary Davis. But they don't think that he stopped with Pearl and Christina. They say Gary Davis, quote, likely is tied to other unsolved female homicides in Kansas City, Kansas, and throughout the region. And the police department there has been busy. They opened a cold case squad just last year, and already they've identified suspects in 11 different cases. I'm joined now by the Chief Karl Oakman of the Kansas City Police Department. Chief, thank you so much for being with me. Gary Dion Davis, I'm just perplexed by these killings. They were these two women who he's been charged with killing were murdered differently. One was stabbed, one was beaten. Were there any similarities between the two killings, either in how they were found, how their bodies were positioned, any other evidence that links them?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Yes, one, when you talked about one, they both were found. One was found in an abandoned house. The other was behind an abandoned house. And some of the other evidence that we really can't get into because we're still investigating. Like I said, we believe there's several other cases. Interesting how this all came about. The first victim was killed in 1996, and then the second in 1998. We did DNA and sent it to the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. There was no matches. Interesting enough, in 2001, Gary Davis was arrested for burglary and domestic violence and was convicted, which required him to give a DNA sample. So we got a hit in 2005 on one of the cases and brought Mr. Davis in, but didn't really have a lot to go on. And then as the cold case squad took a fresh look at these cases, we sent the DNA back to get analyzed on the second victim, and there was a match. So there was a little more than just a coincidence of you having DNA on that one individual. So we believe that Mr. Davis was pretty busy in the 90s, and based on his trucking route, we believe there may be more victims.
I'm going to get to that in a minute because that is fascinating. But I want to go back to that burglary in 2001. It was Christina King's murder that was linked with that DNA from the burglary in 2003. I'm fascinated by how that couldn't have been enough. Unless he had any other reason to know Christina King or have been in that vicinity where she was found, I would think that's a slam dunk on its own. His DNA on her body, why wasn't it enough back then?
Well, unfortunately, none of the detectives that worked are still on the police department, but the DNA there's been a lot of advances on markers and the number of identifiers, so that when we went back and tested both, we got a better connection, and then we were able to fill in some gaps from the first homicide with the second.
Well, let's hope this is, second time's the charm. But let's talk about the other victims. It looks like, if I read right, you're testing on 2 other cases as well, potentially connected to this this suspect, Gary Dion Davis. Give me an idea as to why you think he might be a serial killer in addition to the 2 victims that he's been charged with.
Well, like the other 2, we don't have any kind of connection as far as why he would have been with those 2 women. And the same MO, the way we found the women, the way the DNA was left, and the proximity and the time period. So we believe that he possibly could be connected to these 2 cases. As well as we're starting to go through his route. From what based on the investigation, he drove from Kansas City to Denver quite often.
So are you in communication with Denver authorities and all the points in between to find out if they've got unsolved cold cases that you can test?
Yes, we started in Kansas City and working our way west.
Wow. You're going to have to keep me posted on this. When do you think you might have some information and some details and results that could point to yet more charges and more victims?
Well, hopefully we're waiting on the Kansas Bureau of Investigation to process that evidence. We've put a rush on it. So hopefully in the next month or 2, it just depends on their backlog. But we're pretty optimistic we'll get it pretty quick.
Well, I just heard you say you're pretty optimistic you're going to get it quick, and your signal's getting a little sketchy. But Chief Karl Oakman, thank you so much for getting us up to speed on this. And will you join us again when you've been able to get some of those results in and let us know if indeed you've got the guy behind other serial killings?
Yes, it would be my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.